It's pretty crazy that just at the beginning of this year, we had a Journey album on the horizon that we were looking forward to. We had a tour that was coming. Everything seemed really great with Journey, and now it seems like things are kind of done. Unfortunately, the lawsuit saga between Neal Schon and Jonathan Cain continues. So Jonathan Cain has responded publicly to Neal's lawsuit and to Neal's comments about the lawsuit. So, um, Ultimate Classic Rock threw out an article. Neal Schon actually misused Journey's credit card, according to Jonathan Cain. So, if you remember the lawsuit that I talked about in yesterday's video, Neal is suing Jonathan Cain. Um, he claims he was not given complete access to the credit card through American Express's accounts, and he also did not like that Jonathan Cain's wife was on the account. And then there were some other little things. Jonathan Cain is clapping back and says that Neal basically has always had access to the credit card statements. He wants to seek he seeks to increase his spending limits. That's what Cain believes that Neal wants to do. Cain says in an official statement that this is a matter that should have been resolved privately, but I am forced to publicly respond now to Neal's malicious lies and personal attacks on my family and I in an effort to garner public support for his ill-conceived lawsuit, a lawsuit that absolutely has no merit. So yeah, things are not looking good at all in the Journey camp. And this feels a lot different than some of the previous situations that have arisen with this band, with the Steve Perry stuff. Steve Perry was already out of the band. So it's a lot different when someone's out of the band. And Jonathan Cain and Neal have fought before. They've argued before, but to my knowledge, they haven't sued each other. So this is like a whole new level for them. And I just don't see how the band continues on. I don't see how this tour is going to happen. Um, Cain goes on to say, since Neal decided to publicize what is going on, I can tell you we will present the evidence to the court that shows that Neal has been under tremendous financial pressure as a result of his excessive spending and extravagant lifestyle, which led to him running up enormous personal charges on the band's credit card account. When efforts were made to limit his use of the card to legitimate band expenses, Neal unfortunately decided to attack me rather than trying to get his reckless spending under control. So obviously we don't know the truth to any of this. More information will come out as we get into the nitty and gritty of this. It is worth noting that obviously I don't know anything about Neal Schon. It does seem like his lifestyle is a little extravagant. He's posting often about nice cars and very expensive guitars and things like that. But that's beyond the point. Again, we don't know which side is true. Usually in these things, it's a combination, both sides. So, um, you know, it's unfortunate. It's sad that this is where we're at. Um, you know, it, it's not good. Kane's lawyers issued a separate statement revealing that their investigation has established that Sean's personal financial problems resulted solely from his reckless spending, including what preliminarily appears to be charging more than $1 million of improper personal expenses on the band's corporate Nomoda Amex card. That is a lot of money to rack up on a credit card. That's like insane. Now you get into these upper American Express cards at like the upper business tier. There usually is not a credit limit on them, so I know that's kind of hard to fathom for us normal people. But yeah, these types of cards usually do not have credit limits. So according to Cain, he wanted to restrict Neal's access and not allowed to be used for personal expenses. According to Neal, Cain was taking control of the band's finances and trying to shut him out. So, you know, we don't know. We don't know who's real, who's right here, and that's not really the point. I cover this stuff because I think it is worth talking about, and I think it is worth it for the fans to not necessarily. I don't think the point here is to take sides. I don't think we should necessarily be saying, "Oh, I'm on Team Neal, I'm on Team Cain." I don't think that's what we need to do here. I think it's just as fans, as active fans, passive fans that just listen to the music, whatever, that doesn't affect them. But as active fans, people who continue to follow this band, want to go see this band live, want the band to continue, working together, I think it's important to follow these things. I can tell you right now, I definitely would not buy a ticket for this tour. I was thinking about buying a ticket for Freedom Tour 2023 because I didn't go in 2022, and I'm not going to now because this tour is not going to happen. I just don't see how it's going to happen. And Neal legally cannot tour as Journey without Jonathan Cain, and vice versa. So they're going to either have to work it out or they're going to go on stage hating each other, and it's not going to be a fun show. So I would not buy tickets for this tour right now because it's probably going to get canceled. The hearing is March 4th, which is literally smack dab right in the middle. I'm sorry, March 3rd, right smack dab in the middle of the tour. So, Cain says he's saddened by the situation and expressed concern for the effect the lawsuit may have on Journey's fans. And he also says that Neal has fired countless advisors and accountants and things. They're taking pot shots at each other at this point, and the fans are kind of in the middle of it. And it is what it is. It's really sad that these two septuagenarian, over 70 years old people, or as Neal's close to 70. It's sad that they are fighting like this. They've been in this band together. Jonathan Cain joined this band in 1981, and that's 41 years ago. Neal's been in this band for 50 years. So that working together that long for it to come down to this, it's sad. And Neal Schon is going to find himself in a situation where he has very little control over the band that he founded, and Jonathan Cain, he can't have Journey without Neal Schon. So I think the most likely scenario is that Journey is just going to be done for. And it's talk about a contrast. The beginning, like I said, the beginning of the year, we had a new album on the horizon. We hadn't had an album in 11 years. A new album, a new tour. I mean, everything was just lining up so well for this band, and now it's an absolute legal nightmare. And no one's going to want to work with them again. And it's just sad. What do you guys think about the latest development and the Neal Schon Jonathan Cain lawsuit saga? Definitely leave a comment. Try to keep things, fairly positive as best we can. And if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't, definitely hit that subscribe. The last video did incredibly well. Lots of new subscribers, so welcome to all the new folks. I'm very happy to have you. And we will continue covering this and any other developments, as well as getting back to doing some good old-fashioned music reviews, okay? So, until the next video, guys.